60 minutes, guys. Okay, this is the 60 minutes. Cobra said we're short. It took a shot right there, and I think we started going short at 141.42, and right now we're at 140.86. So the euro yen is dropping, and it went. Let me see. The highest that it made it to was 141.56. So it was really trying, but it didn't quite make it. I think it's trying to get to 142, but at the moment it's not making it. So the euro yen went short. So if you want, you know, this is the idea, like we talked about. This is the beginning of the hour. I don't want you guys to wait. Think about it. Now that stuff. Now this is 1, 2, 3, 4 hours into this trade. Yeah, granted, it might drop some more. We got 140.86, and looking at it, it's going to test 140.65. It's anywhere to go test that at the moment. All right, it's going to test 140.65, then it's going to continue down. I'm going to go over the those charts. The 60 minutes were fast. As soon as we're done, I want to talk about the position stuff. Then I'm going to talk about the scalping. Some of you guys want to make 30, 40 pips every single day. I want to show you guys how to do that really, really fast. Okay, but let's keep it to like 20. 20 is very like you can achieve that very easily. But most importantly, guys, is this: understand, if you are trading, a lot of you guys make the mistake of thinking that, heck, you want to scalp. Yeah, it sounds good, but you know what? Scalping is the most difficult thing to do as far as trading. I used to be a scalper. It's going good. I used to be a scalper. Then I stopped doing that because think about it. This is a 60-minute chart, okay? This is the beginning of the hour. This is the euro yen. It started going short. You get in short right there at the beginning, and you just walk away from this trade. Don't think about it. Don't worry about it. You will see Cobra will turn just like any other time. You will see it. As soon as you see Cobra is turning, you get into the trade, you walk out. Now, you know, you walk away from it. Since it went short, I mean, it's been dropping. I mean, the thing already dropped over 50 pips. If you're in this trade, you're good to go. You don't have to sit in it. A lot of you guys want to, thinking about, you want to do scalping. Here's the thing. It's just a high, basically. You want to get into a trade. What happens inside scalping happens in here. Within that move right there, you want to scalp every single move that's going on in there, all the ups and downs. But the thing is, unless you have a system that can show you exactly when to enter a trade, you're going to get creamed. And that's what I don't want you guys to do. You'll make way more money doing swing trades. Look, check it out. Look at that huge drop. Bam. And we talked about that. Yeah, if you're scalping, obviously, with the way I scalp, I'm going to show you guys that you don't even need that, because, you know, this is something like it's money, and I'm going to show you how I do it. But for me, I prefer not to do that. I like to get into a trade like right here, beginning of it. I walk away from the trade. It's funny, I never discussed this with people, but Skip yesterday asked me if I don't, you know, if the system, can you get a signal, right? That's what he asked, right? That's what, can you get a signal? Yeah. Yes, fixed app. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, he wanted an email alert to let him know. Lawrence, I use both FXCM and also use another broker, but at the moment this platform is Ninja. So so he wanted me to tell him that I'm gonna send him an email, or we're gonna send him a text, basically saying, heck, oh cool. He wanted to know, oh my gosh, I'm doing this, I'm getting into this trade. Cobra is about to turn. See, Cobra is about to turn. As soon as Cobra is turning, he wants an email that tells him, hey, get in short. But here's the thing. For me, the system is already fully automated. So when Cobra turns short, if you have a trading system, when I say trading system, is where you have like 4, 5, 6 screen, and I can set it on the euro yen, dollar yen. I can set it on different currencies. Alpha, which is my automated system, it gets me into the trades. I set all the parameters. I can say, look, I need to have high and low at the bottom needs to be green. I have a threshold that I set where the bar has to be a certain height. I set the time of when I want the trade to be happening. I'll set, for example, it needs to be at the very beginning of the hour. I set all this stuff. This system is fully automated, but I just don't give that to people because I want you guys to learn first. Once you start learning it and I feel comfortable, I can say, okay, let me give you the mother load. This is where like you can sit at home. You're going to set this on 3, 4 different currencies. You go and then you're done. You know, just so you guys understand this, look, I know we've been working on these currencies. Let me show you this. We have a ton of indicators. See all these are all indicators. This isn't just one. This is all they're all there. Everything you ever needed is right there. Everything. So, but for me, I like to break it to people one by one so that you can get an understanding for it. If not, you're going to get confused. Right now, you're looking at this. The euro yen has been dropping. Cobra turned short like 1, 2, 3, 4 hours ago. So technically, you're looking at it. If you were not in this trade, like when it started at like around 140, 137, pretty much you've missed the boat. It's like you're 50 pips, 40 pips off the mark. You need to be there at the very, very beginning of the trade, very first hour. We talked about that yesterday. I don't want you guys to come in 3 hours later. You're trying to jump into this thing. You're going to get cream, okay? And I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is the beginning of the 60 minutes, all right? Check it out. Now look, this is the 60-minute chart. Cobra turned short here. It's dropping. Now, if you go in there and then you say, oh my God, this is dropping, let me get in there. But here's the difference. This is the 5-minute chart. Look. Here's the drop right here. If you didn't catch it here when the 5 minutes turn, and if you don't have a 5 minutes up to understand that the 5 minutes is just about to take a turn against you, you jump into this, you get screwed. Hey Skip, good evening. You get screwed right here. See the 5 minutes turning. That doesn't mean that it's going to keep on pushing again. It's going to keep on pushing, but the thing is, it's taking a breath. Most people don't understand that. Every single currency, look, this is the short right here. It did that. This is the beginning of the short. 141 here. It started dropping here. Actually, it started dropping from right there. Okay, 141.43. This is a beautiful thing. This is how accurate the system is. The 5 minutes says you're short. It started dropping. Now it changed the 60 minutes. Took a quick breath up. And this is where people get panicky. As soon as they see this and pricing is moving against them, if they happen to be in a trade, they run back. That's why I tell you guys, you are in this trade. This is a swing trade. It can take 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Walk away from it. Don't sit there and keep watching it. Once you start, you reach a certain point, be certain price will never sit there. Will never reach there. Now, if you set your TP, which is your target profit, your profit target, then you're good. You don't have to worry about it. If you want to take 40 pips, 50 pips, whatever. You decide that. And the other thing you can do, you find where if you're going short, try to figure out where your support level is. And you're saying, hey, this might go to, for example, if you can say this might go to 140.50. I just want to get 40, 50 pips. Once I reach that, I want to close my trade. It doesn't matter if it dropped 200 pips. Don't cry about it. It's done. It's over with. I hate that when people do that. If you wanted 40 pips, you got 40 pips, it dropped 200 pips, be happy. Just wait for it to turn around. Don't try to get back in. If you jump back in, I guarantee you will lose your pips. Look, it's turning over here in the 5 minutes. Don't worry about it. You couldn't care less. Right now, this is just a drop. Understand this. This is just the beginning of the London session. This drop right here, this is only the beginning. If it continues, it's gonna range out, it's gonna push, see, it's gonna push up a little bit more. The 5 minutes is going to continue, and Cobra will turn, it'll take you short, but I do not ever, I hope that you guys never trade this, okay? Do not, you can make money, okay? Yes, you can make money. As soon as the 5 is turning, you can take it. See how it's pushing? You can take money, you can make money, no question. But here's the thing. If it drops underneath you, you're going to be screwed. You want to be trading all the time in the direction of the hour. So like right now, here's another 5-minute candle. So it's going to push up. It's pushing up. It's at the top, and you can see it. But I don't want you guys trading those. It's not worth it. It's going to take a moment, maybe another 20, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, who knows, for this short to be over. Then Cobra will turn short again, it will drop, and then the hour will continue. But remember, you are late getting into this trade. The trade happened right here. It started happening at time. You guys know European time. I hit that. European time it started at 1900 hours, which is 7 o'clock, right? That's when the drop started, right here. And here's your price. Everything matched. So now, if you missed it, you missed it. Chances are this might continue to drop all the way until 2 o'clock in the morning. Then it will turn and go long. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So this is the 60 minutes for the euro yen. This is where we are, and this is the 5 minutes. It's taking a breath up right now. You wouldn't want to go in there and try to get in there right now. It's too late. You've missed it. If you're not in it, forget it. So that's that one. So let's talk about the dollar yen real quick. Dollar yen, same thing, okay? Look, today we had FOMC. It was whipping up and down, and yesterday I was saying to you guys, this system does not repaint. And here's what I mean by that. During that hour, it was going back and forth, and if the candle closes, it stays. You're not going to come back. You're not going to say, oh my God, I went long here, and then after that it went short. No. Whatever happened, this is rare. This happened during FOMC. It is rare where you see this. Cobra, typically, it stays solid. You're short, short. You're long, long. FOMC today, I was sitting there, I was watching it, I listened to it for a little bit, and I was like, now I already know where the currencies are going. I'm not even going to trip about it. Same right here. At 102, Cobra turned short. Right now, we're at 101.74 in the dollar yen. Again, I'm going to get back to the position chart so we can talk about that in a few minutes. This is what I'm talking about. This is the swing trades that we're going to be taking in here. When we get into a room, we're trading right now at 102. This will be a position trade for us. We'll be keeping that one. Okay. This will probably be our fourth one. We'll be swinging this right now. Take profit right here, let it keep going, and as far as this one is concerned, I think that the last time it dropped, it tested 102.57. I mean 101.57. So right now it's at 101.74. It already broke 75. What that tells me is that it's going to continue going down. It's probably going to test 57 again, but if it breaks to 57, next stop, so I got to go to the 4 hour, then we'll talk about that. So since it already broke 75, chances are it might continue going back down. So that's the euro, that's the dollar yen. Let me see. I think pound Aussie, same thing. Look, went short some hours ago. If you were in this trade, it went short at 179.03. It went way down to 178.16. That's like 100 pips. You don't need all of it. You just need 50. People ask me all the time, well, how come you only got 40 pips? Look, I don't have to sit in a trade for 40 pips. My goal, my dream, this is my dream. One day, I want to be able to do about maybe 137 right here. We went long. In a 60-minute chart, the daily, same thing. took us long. And the 4 hour itself, 136.68. It was a little bit ahead. We started going long. The EURUSD took a small breath, did not do much. It just ranged out. And if you can tell, high and low, it was all blue. It was saying this little short right here, don't even worry about it. It turned back again with the swing chart, took us long again, 137.49, pushed up. The daily still long. That candle even got bigger. Daily still intact. Took a small breath again. It didn't really pay much. You took that swing at the very beginning of the hour, you would make money. And this is what I'm telling you guys. Guys, this is so easy. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's not hard. All you have to do is sit there and wait. Don't even trip. You look at it, you said, okay, my daily is long. All I want to do is take every single trade. With every single time this thing turns long, I want to take it. You can even make it simple, like if you want to. The short, you can actually bypass them. The EURUSD is a very conservative pair. It does not move like the yen pairs, okay? The swing typically are not that huge, the short, okay? Very small. You're still going to get paid, but not as much. Right now it's taking a breath. Your daily is still long. And as you can tell, it's already, the ocean is pointing straight up. If it were to pull to 138.37, I'll be very surprised. Then after that, it's probably going to turn around and continue going back long. But this is the beginning of it. For me, I'm interested in this currency. I'm trying to see if it can go and test higher all the way to 140. But at the moment, resistance will be at 139.54. So I'm about 100 pips away from that. I wanted to go and break this, and hopefully I want it to go, looking at the 4 hour chart right here. I mean, like, it doesn't have any, I mean, like, in the 4 hour chart, that's the biggest resistance that it has. 139.54. 139.67. Yeah, it's always a perfect setup, guys, because it's always at the bottom, because right now the daily is long. It's you guys can follow it. Even the 4 hour at the moment, the 4 hour is doing exactly this, okay? It's been long. It tried to take a breath, it didn't even register. It made it all the way to the top of the ocean. Then it's taking a small breath. For me to take this trade going long at this time, I want this to drop significantly. When I say hold, take it, I'm talking about take it, hold on to it, okay? I would prefer to see the 4 hour turn short. I want a bigger pullback than what it's been giving me lately. Look, they've been very, very short pullbacks, very tiny. I'm always very careful about that. But the other thing you can look at it, you say to yourself, okay, if it's pulling back and you notice it's not dropping much, that means they are continuing to push it higher. They don't want people to get in and get long. Don't jump it. Wait for Cobra to tell you when it's time for it to turn long. This is going long. Just be patient. But I would prefer to see that the 4 hour goes short first. Allow the 60 minutes to take a big breath down, and then go even higher. But once it reaches 140, guys, and once it tests that level, right now it has to break 139.67. We're gonna start getting into short position in the EURUSD. Remember, all of us, we're gonna have European accounts in here. The people that I choose to work with, we're all gonna have European accounts, and it's gonna be something like this. Let me break this down to you guys, because I'm going to tell people which currencies that if they could help, could help out with what it's going to be. Here's the Euro USD. You are long here. Let's assume that it happened to go to 140. As soon as the daily, as soon as it hits 140, we're going to see if it's going to push up, if it's going to put up a double top or not. I don't mind. I'll short it up there at somewhere like 140, 140, 150. I know it's gonna break 140 and get up there. I'll short it and I'll wait for it, because the daily at this point, it's going to be all the way to the top of the ocean. It's gonna be way up there. We're going to place our first short position. That short position, we will never close it. When I say never, I'm saying temporarily. I'm not saying never, ever, ever, ever. That's not what I mean. I'm saying we're going to hold it. Then, hopefully he'll drop maybe 100 pips. We're not going to touch it. We're not going to close that trade. We're going to keep it open. And we're going to return to the 60-minute chart. Every single time it takes a short, we're going to get into the short. It takes a long back, so it's going to be dropping. The 60 minutes will be dropping. So when it's done dropping, let's say it goes to, let's say, 139. It's going to retrace and go test like maybe 139.50. The long, as soon as Cobra turn, we're going to take it. But however, we are not going to keep that trade. We're going to close it. That means we're going to be adding to our accounts. We're going to be going both ways. And once the long is over, Cobra turns and says we're short, we're going to place another trade and we're going to hold that. So what I'm saying is we're going to end up with like 5, 6, 7 trades, but they're going to be compounded. But the very top one is going to be a nice trade. And and our goal is that we're going to take it from 140 to maybe like 133, 136, between 136 and 133, 400 pips. So we're going to be sitting nice. Yeah, that's all it's going to be. So starting this week, starting this coming week Friday, I'm going to give you guys all the information that you need so we can start this. We're going to be at all of us European accounts so we can hedge. We're going to be going both ways. We're going to be watching our currencies, and we're going to be patient. We are not going to be jumping trades. That's not going to happen. Okay, so this is the dollar yen. And look, we talked about that yesterday. Candles are huge, right? And I remember I told you guys, I would feel so much better. The 4 hours been short for so long. I would prefer that I want to see it take a breath. We talked about that yesterday. So, what did it do? It went after FOMC, it pushed up, it tests 102.13, struggled, went short around 102, 101.95, and right now it's at 101.74. It has to go and break 101.57. I want to see it. So right now, I'm already in this trade short. I'm already in it. Cobra says I'm short. It turned, put me short. I'm in it. Why? Because I trust the daily. I'm looking at the daily. But for the moment, for the time being, I am not holding on to any position trade in the USD yen because I want to see the USD yen drop to maybe 101 if possible, or 100. Last time it went to 101.24, then it turned. I want this sucker to come back down. There is a great possibility it might come down. We talked about that yesterday. With all the problems that they're having in Russia, John Kerry is saying that he wants more sanction against Russia. If that happens, the dollar is going to keep falling. The Japanese government, they want to weaken the yen, but you know what? They're going to have to spend a heck of a lot more money than that, because we're talking about a lot of money being taken out. But then again, they are spending also a ton of money. I think they're spending about $80 billion a month to weaken the yen. And that's their whole goal. They want to weaken it. Yes, they are. So you got to be careful at the moment trading the yen. Don't keep thinking long. Every single time you see this is going long, it's all noise. Think about it. The Dow today was up over 170 points. Typically, the dollar will just take off running like you won't believe. That means the dollar would have been way up there, but yet, if anything, you see it's tumbling. It couldn't make it up there. That's with all this, because of all these problems, and that's what I'm talking about. Us trading in this room together, the group that I'm gonna have in here, I want us to be well educated, because you know what, guys, I read a lot for me to make the money that I make. I pay attention to what's going on around me, because this is a full-time thing. A lot of you guys want to be full-time traders. For you to be full-time traders, you got to pay attention. Now, when you are looking at this, I'm looking at the 60-minute chart right here. It dropped. The dollar yen, it started going, the 60 minutes started going short at 101.95 here. Look, this is at 101.74. That's a quick 25 pips. But here's the thing. See how Cobra is so far away from the price line. So that means is Cobra has no chances of it's going to keep dropping, because usually what happens is if it's going to turn to go back around, Cobra will start making its way to catch up to it. It's not doing that. It's just relaxing. Nothing is happening. Just completely short. But the daily, short. The weekly is long, and the weekly needs to go. If the weekly goes short, guys, that'll be a thing of beauty. I'm telling you. The next weekly, any support on the weekly chart is at, the first support is at 96.16. Could you imagine this thing falling down to 96.16? It's just like, hey, don't even do anything, wait for it, and just get in long and then hold on to it. This is why we have to have European account. We have to be able to get in short, and as we are short, anytime, I'm just saying, if this has happened, if it drops, we get in long, we'll buy the long position every single time the 60 minutes turn short. Every single time it turns short, we get in short, we'll get as many pips as possible, we'll close it, we'll just wait for the 60 minutes to turn long, we'll place another trade. All the long ones, we don't touch them, let them keep pushing. Swing, 60 minute turn short, we get short, but we just have to know we're going to get a lot less pips short. And this is how we're going to be trading that. And the great thing with a European account, Lorenzo, is this. There is no first in, first out rule. I can have 6 trades. This is not paying me, this is paying me, this is paying me, this isn't paying me, this is not paying me enough. I can say, wow, this one, I'm up 80 pips in it. This is going to take a breath. Let me close that one. This one right here, I'm only up 10 pips. I'll wait for it to pay me more. You get to pick which one you want to close with European account. There is no first in, first out. For you guys to trade, to be successful, you got to have the right account. Bottom line, starting this Friday, I'll send you, we'll have I'm going to call all you guys. We'll talk about that and see how to, how to do this. Now this is the dollar yen, so this is short. Most likely it's probably going to continue. We're going to watch to see if it continues to drop. But support is at 101.57. If it breaks that, so that means we're going to be somewhere around 101. So 101.24. That's the next one. Now this is the dollar yen, right? Let me see what time it is. Okay, let me go with the euro yen real fast. And if you guys have any special currency you want me to look at, tell me right now so we can look at it. Euro yen, come on. Did I look at that one? No, I don't think so, right? No. The euro yen again, like, look, the weekly is long, it's fading, and I know I was trading this, I trade this currency quite a lot. I can tell you straight up that support for it, I don't even have to look, I know it's about 140, it's about, yeah, 140.20, but I think it was lower than that. I actually saw this last time it dropped. Where is it at? 140.14. Actually, I think it was 139. It did break 139.04. It hit it, and it went right back. and then they put the biggest, that right there, that candle. I remember I was looking at it in the daily. I was like, wow. And also this one in the 4 hour. What was it at? That 4 hour candle right here. I remember looking at it. I was like, that's massive. This one right here. But anyways, the daily is long. It's taking a breath, and that's what I needed it to do. I wanted it to take a breath. We got this. It's taking this breath. 60-minute went short at 141, 140, 146, somewhere around there. And right now we at 140.90. It already broke 75. This is only a quick breath. So, but this is where you want to be right here. Your daily short. If you were doing a position trade, you should have been short since right here. And every single time the hourly drop, you would add to it. 60 minutes goes long, you get into the straight, collect some pips, and get out. That's what I do all day long. No problem. So, no problem, Doug. So this is where we are, okay? Right there. This is the dollar yen. So if you guys, this is the euro yen. Right now, again, this currency, I'm trading it. I'm very careful with it because the euro USD is going long. So it's going to have a tendency to go and test a little higher, but it's going to get knocked down because the dollar yen is going, obviously, it's going short. The euro yen, for you guys who trade yen pair, it has, in order for the euro yen to go long, the euro USD has to be going long. Now this is a scalping screen. First, already know the daily is short. You don't need the daily, okay? You couldn't care less because you're scalping. Short time frame. And let me get rid of that. All right. Here's your 60 minutes. You look at it. You say, okay, I'm short. Right? Here's your 15 minutes. You're paying attention to your 15 minutes. And you're paying attention to your 5 minutes. That's all that matters. You already know your 60 minutes is short. So now that's all you're paying attention to. And what most systems cannot do is to trade the 1 minute. Now you're looking at it, and you see Cobra, for example, it just turned right here, 140.89, and it says you're long and you're taking it. But here's the thing. You have to pay attention to two things. Your 15 minutes just turned long. Your hour is short. So now you have to decide, is this obviously this is a breath because the hour is short. It doesn't change, right? But your 15 minutes is short. The most immediate thing that you have to pay attention to is this. Your 5 minutes. The 5 minutes changes. Why is it dangerous? Yes. The scalping is very dangerous. It is the most, I mean, when I say dangerous, it's if you know what you're doing, then great. If you don't know, well, you're gonna get, if you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get chopped up. But if I want to scalp, I can scalp and get pips because I know what I'm looking for. What I'll be looking for is this. See how the 5 minutes turn here? It turned. Cobra changed color and it says I was long at 140.81. First, I'm going to be paying attention to, was I at the bottom of the ocean? If I'm at the bottom of the ocean, you would see Cobra change. All that right here, you would have never seen it before. You would only see that long, that red turn into a yellow, and the price would be all the way at the bottom, and you would take it at 140.80. Right now it's at 140.92. That's 12 pips. Scalping, in general, you're talking about, they're very short-lived in a sense. So the 5 minutes are already at the top of the ocean, and you can tell Cobra is already turning in the 1 minute because the 5 minutes already breathed. It already breathed up 15 pips. So if you are not precise and you can't catch it from the very beginning, you're going to have some trouble. You have to be able to catch it. And here's what people do. They see this, it's pushing up. They cannot see if they don't have an option to see if pricing is at the very top. They're going to have to jump in it. You also have to pay attention to your 1 minute. The 1 minute wants to go short. Right now it's just sitting there. But you have to catch it at the very beginning. That's very hectic. It's a pain to be able to catch this right here. I mean, I'm not saying it's a pain for you to have to sit there and get all stressful and all that kind of stuff. That's the one that I mean, I don't like doing that. I prefer to get into a swing trade like right here. It's the beginning of it. Momentum is going down. I get my pips, I'm done. Now the market is just ranging. The euro yen is probably going to breathe all the way back up and then drop. You have your 15 minutes already turning to go long. And now your 5 minutes, this is the most, what you focus on the most. You got to be focused. You have to stay extremely focused. If you're not focused, you're going to get screwed. But right here was the turn. Price did drop on you a little bit. You should never panic. Only if Cobra changes. If Cobra says you're in a trade, you're in it. And then you see you got a bigger candle, so now it's pushing. But for me, I don't like it because, I mean, at that point, I'll just take my pips. But since that turn right here, which was at about 80, look, it turned and said you were long at about 80. You're at 95. That's 15 pips. But it took a minute for you to get it, though. Those are 5 minute candles. So you're sitting there straight, but that's scalping. With this system, if you want to, you can sit there and scalp all the 5 minutes. But this is that's such a hassle. I don't even understand why people do that. And that's why people lose money. They see the market is moving, they'll look at it and think, oh my God, this is gonna go. Like right now, this is losing steam. You're looking at the 15 minutes, it's taking a breath, but they're not going anywhere. They're very small. The 5 minute, try to push up and it dropped again. And the 1 minute really wants to go short. So that's how you scalp. The first thing you have to look at is basically you don't have to worry about your daily, your 60 minutes. You have to know you're short. If I'm scalping this, here's how I'll do it. At the moment, I would want Cobra to just, for the 5 minutes, completely reset. What I mean is that I want to continue going long. For it to continue. Just keep on going. And I'm going to want to wait for Cobra to turn and start going short. Right now, Cobra is nowhere near there. If I went short right here, my risk would be Cobra is at 140.88. It'll be like a 10 pip risk. If I took this and say, oh, I think that's the end of that push, let me go short here because the 1 minute is turning short. People do that. They're like, okay, 90, that's a big number. It has to get to 141. I mean, that's going to be a big number for it to break. Let me short it. So what they're saying is this. When you are scalping also, your last, everything guys are support and resistance, okay? Even when you're scalping. In the 5 minute, which is not huge, is your long right here. 140.101 is your first resistance level. Now you guys see like Cobra's trying to turn here. The ocean is pointing straight down. Even with that push up, high and low, it's all green. It's saying, look, we're still short. You enter this trade, you're entering at your own risk. There is nothing in the system that says for you to go long. It's saying you're short, 60 minutes short, daily short, weekly, I think is long. But see now, Cobra is turning red. The 1 minute turned short. Pricing is already at 84. Here's that turn. You get that arrow. I only put that on in the 1 minute. Yes, we do have high impact news tomorrow morning. But see, guys, this is how easy it is to scalp this if you want to. But why would you if you can just take a trade right here? Does that make sense? There is no need for it. But some people live to get 2-3 pips. Yeah, because now this is going short right here. Look, the 60 minutes, yeah, we've been short in the 60 minutes. It's been 1, 2, 3, 4. And you know, this is why I say you have to get into your trade at the beginning of the hour, because right there, it's just, it already made a huge move. Now it's taking a big breath up, and this is when people get burned. Just because they notice that pricing is going back up, they think it is done, it's finished. No, it isn't finished. It is short. And if you look at Cobra, it's so far away. Why go long? If I go long here and price drop against me, I have no out. Every time you are trading, as a trader, you need to ask yourself this great, magnificent question. If I get into this trade, you got to have a game plan, okay? If I get into this trade, where is my out? That's the question I ask myself every single time I get into a trade. If I'm scalping, I'll say, if I get into this trade, where is my out? Well, in the 5 minute, if I get in right here, I'm going short because it's going short. My out is this. If Cobra turns to go back long, that's my out. That means I'm done. The 60 minutes, that's why I want you guys to take it at the very beginning. Cobra just turned. It's so close to Cobra. That's your out. Until Cobra turns and says that you are officially, it's turning from a red to a yellow, you are short, you hold on to your short, you do not deviate from it.